required audience. Did you know that Alzheimer's disease is being diagnosed as much as cancer? According to the Alzheimer's Association, Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. In this picture, you can see the healthy brain in someone with severe Alzheimer's. You can tell that severe Alzheimer's causes a great deterioration of cells in the brain. This makes Alzheimer's a very serious disease. Alzheimer's is becoming more prevalent in the United States. It is good to be informed on the signs and symptoms of the disease, the treatments and medications used to slow the progression of the disease, and the risk factors of the disease and ways to reduce those risks. According to the Alzheimer's Association, approximately 5.8 million Americans of all ages have Alzheimer's. However, it is more common in people of older ages. I have a grandfather who's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, so I have seen firsthand the signs and symptoms of the disease and the progression of it. Today, I am going to be talking about the signs and symptoms of the disease, the treatments and medications used to slow down the disease, and the risk factors for developing the disease and ways to reduce those risks. Understanding the disease involves learning the signs and symptoms of it and the stages they take place in. People with Alzheimer's will experience memory loss. This happens especially in the earlier stages of the disease. For example, they may forget things like certain dates or events. Another symptom of the disease is being unable to complete tasks at home or work. An example of this would be having trouble driving or having trouble using certain items such as microwaves. People with Alzheimer's may have trouble losing track of time or the season of the year. They may also misplace things and lose their ability to retrace their steps. After you know the signs and symptoms of the disease, you need to know the treatments and medications used to slow the progression of the disease. There is no known cure for Alzheimer's, but there are several medications and treatments to slow down the progression. Medications such as ACHE inhibitors might be used. This medication helps compensate with the death of neurons. There are also treatments and exercises people with Alzheimer's can do at home. This includes leaving items such as keys and phones in the same place you found them, exercising and eating healthy, and doing mental exercises like puzzles. Now that you know the treatments and medications used, let's look at the risk factors for developing the disease and the ways you can reduce your risk. A big risk factor is age. People of older age are more likely to have Alzheimer's. Another risk factor is gender. Women are more likely to develop the disease than men. Genetics can also be a risk factor. Having a family with Alzheimer's can greatly increase your risk of developing the disease. Head injuries have also been linked to developing Alzheimer's later on in life. There are ways, however, to reduce your risks of developing the disease. Regular exercise, mental exercise, and reducing stress have been known to reduce a person's risk of developing Alzheimer's. Today, you have learned the signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, the medications and treatments used to slow down the progression of the disease, and the risk factors for developing the disease and ways to reduce that risk. Being informed about Alzheimer's disease is very important because of the prevalence of the disease in the United States. As said previously, approximately 5.8 million Americans are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in the United States, and the disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. That is why it is very important to be informed with the disease. Thank you. And required audience.